God's afternoon, God's evening, God's morning, God's night. How are y'all doing today, wherever y'all are on the face of this earth? As you can see, makeup and me, I didn't bother putting on too much, just a foundation, which is basically my powder, because I didn't feel like doing all of that today, and eyeliner. Eventually, I'm gonna end up looking like a raccoon in a minute. Shit gonna cry every late. Oh, there's the Home Depot. God damn it! It went way the hell out to Rancho for it. But anyway, um, today is October 6th, 2020. Yeah. Anyway, I was making a video the other day, and it was talking about honoring your parents. And hopefully, I can get a few words in edgewise before this video gets fucked up by whomever wants to call and fuck it up. And hopefully, on top of that, I should have fucking went the other way. Um, Either by voice being doubled out or whatever the case or issue may be. So I hadn't gotten a chance to finish that video, and I was trying to honor my father, who's been deceased since I was 7 years old, and I am 50. I was saying that my dad served in the military in World War II, and he was one of the persons that was in the Navy out on the getting out of the Normandy, whatever. Well, I was trying to say that. So anywho, I honored my dad by remembering him in his house, and what my brother was doing in the house with his little bad butt. And I was also talking about um, what I remember, which is the weeping willow tree, and also what we did in the backyard. Today, I'm gonna honor my mother, which too I don't have very much memory of my mom. I do. It's kind of funny the things you do remember about your parents. If you were around them, if you were able to be around them. And my mom was high yellow. I was always told that my mom was so light skinned that she could pass for white, and she literally passed for white because my grandpa, like I was saying in the other video, was he was, to me, he looked white. All my life I kept saying he was white, right? And then come to find out, my grandpa was Native American Choctaw Indian, and my grandma, she was Indian, part Indian and black. Now, on my grandma's side, I don't know what Indian she was, but my dad was Sioux Indian. So, my mom, it took a long time for me to get over the hurt and pain of my mother's death. My mom, I always was confused because I never was really told when she actually died. And come to think of it, just now saying that, my mom died in October, I believe on the 9th. I gotta look at it. My cousin, she looked it up for me and said she died when I was 9 years old. In my whole life, I always thought my mom died when I was like 8 or 9 years old. So I was pretty much in the ballpark when she died. I just didn't know when. And so it was verified for me. And then later, like my whole life, I never had pictures of my dad or my mom, right? And so my not my grandpa, my godfather, he had showed me pictures of my mom first, I think. And then when my aunt Della, who raised me, when she was murdered, after she passed away, I inherited a bunch of pictures, like a luggage full of pictures, as I was saying in the other video. And in the video, I said that I didn't know who, some of the luggage, some of the pictures that, like multiple pictures of these people in this luggage, who they were, if they didn't have like a name written on there, and for me to identify them, right? Yeah, I see that. And one eye, because I done cried me a river so much. But anyway, so I tried to like start posting them on Facebook so that people, can see who in Beaumont mostly the people were. And one of the ladies, I had like a mystery lady, like she was beautiful, right, and looked like me. So I assumed it was someone that was from my mom's side of the family, right? And so I kept that one kind of close to me. I don't know how it got tore up a little bit, but it did. And the thing that I do recall was my cousin saying, "Hey, this picture is your dad." and I was like, oh, wow, I got a picture of my dad, and finally, I have now like two pictures, of my mom, and then two pictures of my dad, but I also have a picture, that my brothers, sent me when, their mom had passed away. And I was like, oh, Lord, look, my dad's spirit is talking to you. So I was blessed with another picture of my dad, right? And I always wanted to make a book of like my life and my journey of who's been in my life, and people, at that time that I had kind of, dealt with or was treasured at the time or whatever. And the thing though that I wanted to say about my mom was my mom always loved cooking. My mom could get down in the kitchen, okay? And man, she baked the most delicious coconut cake ever. No lie. And like years, many years went down the line, and I had never tasted coconut cake again like hers until, one of my now ex-husband's, friends, um, it was his friend wife. They lived in San Francisco, and I think her name was Nama or something like that. But she made a coconut cake. Oh my God, I couldn't get enough. It was like my mom was in the kitchen baking this coconut cake for me. But anyway, we going to get us my fat face something to eat before I start work, right? And I bought this for my customers, all those drinks, because Lyft said that it is my 2 year anniversary driving for them. And so yesterday, just off the subject, yesterday I bought a dozen and a half roses, and I gave all of my customers roses for my 2 year anniversary. Hold on.
How can I get started for you?
God's afternoon or evening. You can give me
I'm sorry,
the
please speak up.
2 for $5.
All right. Which channel, please?
I would like the Whoppers, no onions, no cheese.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
541.
Thank you. So, hold on.
Your total is 541.
Hello. How are you?
What?
How are you?
Right. I have to say your total.
Oh no.
That's 12 a.m.
I know those long runs. I know them all too well.
go home to after that, it's gonna be great. I love going home to
Okay. The receipt there.
Huh?
Receipt. Thank you. So, anyway, I had my mom's house. I'm gonna explain her house. It was in Richmond, and two houses. One was an apartment that I remember. Oh my God. The first one she lived in was on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I think it was 8th Street or something. Right before that little overpass, like not before, but right after the overpass. Thank you.
What, a napkin?
Yeah, that would be great. Seeing that I make a big ass mess all over myself.
When I eat like those Impossible, I make such a big mess because everything falls over.
I be getting mad because I'm like, damn it, I just cleaned the car out. Like, can't I keep it clean for 5 minutes?
I see some old ass fries in the back and stuff.
All right, have a blessed one. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice shaded area right there. I'm sit in the shade and eat for a minute. I probably should have waited. Got my drinks over here so they won't melt. Woo! Where'd that moth go? Them bugs flew in my car. Anyway, so she lived in off of Pennsylvania in central part of Richmond, right? And it was the early 70s. So back then it was this racial issue going on between blacks and Mexicans. I do remember that. Why? I don't. All I know was my mom and my brothers and sisters were fighting with them. That's all I remember as a kid. And we lived behind this old guy named Fat Daddy, right? And we went to school, which was like to the right, like going that way. Like the house was here, and the house was here, and then there was a house in the back, and we were in the back, and then the school was that way. And I got in trouble one day because I went to school and listening to my friends. I went to their house, and I didn't come home. Bunch of police, and everything was around the house. Later, when I came home and I was like, "What's going on?" My dad was there, and they was like, "Um, where was you?" So I got in trouble with the belt buckle size, like the leather belt to tear your ass up. You know, back then we didn't talk back to our parents. We didn't smart mouth our parents. We didn't, be disrespectful to them. And we knew our place back then. I'm writing in my book. So we wind up, um, they was talking to me and everything. They told me don't do that again. I was like, okay, and still I got my ass whooped though. And what wound up happening later, my mom made me a grilled cheese sandwich, I believe. I don't know why this is embedded in my memory, right? Like, I can't remember anything else, you know, certain things I can't recall in my life. And short term memory loss doesn't help it. So, anyway, my mom, oops, my mom wound up getting her own place. And when she moved, it was over there in on Dover Avenue and 22nd Street. The place is no longer there. They turned it into an apartment complex. So no one ever was able to claim the property or what, I guess. So the government, they took it. So anyway, my mom's house. I remember you walk in. Here's the front door. You walk in, and to the left, that whole front entrance was like a library. And then you walk in, and then go to the right. Then there's the living room, and then there's the kitchen, right? And then go left, and then you step down, like it was like one of those old school dens, right? So you step down in this den. Um, let's see, kitchen, living room, kitchen, dining room, then the den, then the outside, and in the den was where my brother Kent bedroom was, and in the dining room was a grandfather clock. I always remember that grandfather clock, and I always wanted a grandfather clock. And that's like something that to keep my memory of my mom. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. Keep the memory of my mom going because she had a grandfather. You would go way down there. Or about that, I can't get to it. Motherfucker. Whew, shit. Anyway, my mom, she had the grandfather clock in her house and a beautiful table that was set, a wood oak table or pine, one of the two, right? And I remember that from my mom. And so, you see this bullshit? Okay. So, in walking in the back to the left was the bathroom, and you walk in, and then there's a real deep step down in tub, and then to the right, come out of there, come to the right, was my brother's room, my two brothers' room, Barrett and Leon's, and then I think, and then me and Brenda and Jean, and then my mom's room. And walking over the hallway was a heater in the floor. Back then, they had the roller coaster shoes, and my shoes got stuck in the heater. Anyway, one day my mom was gone. My brothers and my sisters, we was all in Barrett and Leonce's room, and they was passing weed around. And they was like, "Here, Jet, hit this." I was like, "I don't want that." Go ahead, hit it. We ain't gonna tell. I don't want that. So they kept passing it by, and they said, "Here, hit it." So me being the young influenced, I said, "Okay." I hit that shit. They turned around, they was laughing, and they passed it back again to me. I hit that shit again. My ass was back there in the motherfucking closet. I fell in the back of the I fell back in the closet, right? My dumb ass. They knew better. And I should have known better, but I was 6 or 7 years old. I believe. Might have been 8. I don't know. But that's what I remember about that part. My mom, I know, like I said, she was cooking all the time. And she had a dude named Anthony, right? And she had made all this food. And I don't know who was chasing me or if I was just running by myself. But Anthony was coming over the house. she had that table on, not the pine table, not the oak table, but she had it on the foldable ones, right? With the legs that break down. And so she had the coconut cake, she had pudding, she had all of that. All that food. Good food. Dressing, all of the food, right? Not my ass come running in the house. Blah! And the whole fucking table come crash it down. Oh yeah. Jessica fucked up some food. Fucked it up and yeah, got my ass whooped, right? Mhm. Um, um I remember my mom's shape, and I grew up all the time wishing I had my mom's hips. I got them now, and the ass, and I don't know whose stomach I got, but I got that motherfucker. Right, but we moved. My mom got sick. She wound up getting cancer, and she got sick. My grandma, she came from Mississippi and took us back to Mississippi. We moved there. Anytime you hear me with a southern drawl, that's where the fuck I got that shit from. I can't stand Mississippi because of all of the bad things that I went through as a kid there. I remember my mom eating a bunch of ice. I remember my mom laying in the chair of one of those chairs that you push back and your legs fold out to. And I remember my mom standing in the bathroom where she had like a tube in her side from not being able to go to the bathroom, right? And she stood in the bathroom door and she was excited and happy, because she was able to use the bathroom. She said, Mom, I was able to go poop. I was able to go pee, and I remember the happiness on her face. And she stood like both her arms out, legs apart in the bathroom door. And I remember that. Oh, before she got real sick, I remember I walked into the room and she was with my dad. This nigga ran, he ran across the street like a dog was chasing his ass. Anyway, I walked into the room and they were like covering up and everything, and I was like, Mom, and I stopped. It was like this. I didn't know what my mom and dad was doing as a kid, but that kind of froze me for a minute, right? And I remember that. um, they were having sex, right? And so, why they was trying to hurry up and get me out the room. But anyway, I was always doing all the laundry, washing my cousins, my brothers, my uncles, my grandma, my mom, my clothes and everything in the bathtub on the scrub board, wringing them out, washing them out again, and hanging them out in the backyard in the on the line. And one time I went out there and I was hanging out the clothes, and I happened to look over. Child, I left them motherfucking clothes sitting there, and I ran my ass in the house. I was not about to stay out there with that black snake crossing by. No, sir, not Jessica, not Sookie. Mm-mm. Mm. Not Sookie, not Jet, not Jessica, not whatever it is at that time in my life my name was. Mm. And my my grandmother, she used to bake, and she had a deep freezer. And I remember she used to sell those little cups, Kool-Aid cups and stuff, and honey buns and everything. Like my grandmother was like one of the neighborhood moms um, that we go to when we wanted ice cream and stuff like that. And I used to uh, mow the lawn and all this stuff. All this stuff I was doing as a kid, seven between 7 and 9, 10 years old, and we moved from by the bayou. Um, we was up on one part, and then was on the bayou, close to bayou, and then my I guess when my mom died, I don't know how long had it been, but when she died, we eventually moved to closer to uh, place by the Mississippi River. We lived over there, and I grieved for a long time. And once we were still living poor. I was still doing all the cooking and laundry and all of that crap that I could. I had to learn how to do my own hair, and at nighttime, I don't know who was doing it, but when I wake up from my sleep, my panties would be cut, my underwear would be cut uh, on both sides. So somebody was messing with me when I was asleep, molesting me or doing whatever they're doing in my sleep. Anyway, we my life. I always wonder what it would be like if my mom was still living. I understand the dad, but my mom, right? I was always abused when I was growing up because after my grandmother died, then my aunt Della took us in, adopted us, and so it is my dad's sister, and um, I was abused. My brother wasn't abused like me. Like she, uh, she grew up. She raised boys, so she wasn't used to, I guess, raising girls. But she did raise girls, help raise girls, with the Hymans and the Hillbrons, and they were uh, one of them was, I think it was the Hillbrun. She was in the 50s, the Miss Pageant, Miss America. That's what I was told. But anyway, I remember the house too my grandmother was in, but I'll do that another day. So it took me 30 some odd years to get over the death of my mom. Well, not get over it, to let that pain ease. And I always wonder what my life would be like, or would have been like, if I had a more understanding mother figure and a more, um, or just my mom. But let's not get it twisted though. My Aunt Della worked 3 fucking jobs, put us in school, private school, for me and my brother. But I never, I might have talked shit, but I didn't talk shit to her. I didn't call her fucking names in her face. In her face. You know, I might have said things she did wrong, but that might have been later on down in life. Uh, you know, shit this kids say and do now to their parents is so disrespectful. But I never said anything, bad to my aunt. When she passed, I kissed her on her forehead. There are only a few times in my life that I had actually touched a dead person, and it was very cold. you know. And as you grow up, you never understand any of that, right? So I did a cleansing spell to break the hurt and pain that I endured. Aura spell cleansing. And I got a skull candle. Black always works best for me because it's real quick. But you can use white. You can use a cross. You can use whatever you want to use. Jesus candle, whatever it is you want to use. Mother Mary, whoever it is. But for me, I used the skull candle from back, wrote all up to the front, wrote in all of the sides. And I asked for healing and any forgiveness of grief that I may or may not have caused, right? And then I sent out love, and I asked Shamael to wrap their arms around me for love. And divine power, divine faith, and healing. And for you, if you have ties that you need to cut and break free, go on ahead and cut them. Cut them and ask. You talk to the soul first. Once you talk to the soul, then you say, we have to cut this because I don't want you, to be wandering the earth anymore, thinking that I am still hurt, so I need you to cut it, right? So once you cut it, then you say, it's time to move on. My mom's soul, her spirit, her soul, is in my nephew. My nephew, I think he's like 5, maybe 4 or 5 years old. But I know where my mama is. It was through my nephew who had been shot 26 times and still lived. Paralyzed, but still lived. So, but I know where my mama is. So, your healing, your love, and you be thankful and grateful to them. You may not get along with them. You may hate their guts. You may not want to be bothered with them. But I tell you what, you wouldn't be here without them. And you still tell them thank you. Right? So this will be a part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, because I'm going through everybody in my life. Grandma, grandpa, who I remember, what they did, how they did, but um, anyway, it's about 50 minutes out, and it's about 4 o'clock. I gotta get rid of these slushies, and start my day. Protect yourself. Ask Saint Anthony, ask Jehovah God, ask Jesus Christ, whoever it is your deity or God or goddess is. Protect yourself. Ask them to help you. Send out love to them. Don't ask for nothing back. Because, too, they are your parents as well. Right? Once you send out that love, it will be given to you. Give unto others as they have given unto you. So, have yourself a blessed evening. Honor your parents in however it is you're going to honor them. Don't honor them with fuck you, you bitch, and all this other stuff. That's not honoring them. That's trying to curse them, really. So, done in dark comes the light. Spiritually, wishes all. Suki D. Tope, Jessica D. Guillory Rance, Suki Tope. Wish all of you a happy and a blessed day. I love you. Take the time to love yourself and communicate with each other. All right? All right. Bye bye.